Bad Guys, written by Aiden, Mason, Brandon, Lucas, and Jackson.
And this is a video by Lone Wolf, more formally known as, actually I'm Lucas Biemeret, more formally known as Lone Wolf for the YouTube kids.
Once upon a time, there were three kids named Aiden, Brandon, and Mason. They were just chilling one day. They were watching Zoom, School for Superheroes. They had to pause the movie because they heard Aiden's tablet going off. It was ringing. They looked at the name of who was calling, and the name said it was unknown. So they answered the call. Aiden, Mason, and Brandon said hello. And then there was a person that said hello back. And then the person said, I'm watching you. And Aiden, Mason, and Brandon hung the tablet up, and Aiden said, that was creepy. Mason said, yeah. Brandon said, who do you think that was? Aiden said, I don't know who that was. Aiden said, let's just keep watching the movie. And they heard it again. So they paused the movie again, picked up the call again. The person said, I'm upstairs, come and get me. So they went back to the movie after they hung up, and then they paused the movie, and Aiden said, good thing we have our Fortnite Nerf guns, also named blasters. So they picked up their blasters, and Aiden said, let's go get this guy and shoot him. Little did they know they were dealing with more than an unknown. They were dealing with Michael Myers. So Aiden said, let's power up to 3 Nerf guns, some swords, and they found the guy. Aiden said, hands up, we got you where we want you. And then Brandon saw a blue jumpsuit and a white mask. Brandon told Aiden and Mason, we're dealing with something more than an unknown. We're dealing with Michael Myers. Aiden told everyone to open fire and attack. And then they were in the middle of attacking Michael Myers. And then Aiden started his attack, so they called for some backup. The backup was Kyler and Jackson. And they were super strong. And they were punching Michael Myers, and then they were telling him to be quiet, or they would shoot him again. And then if you don't be quiet, we'll do this the hard way. And they told Michael Myers the easy way is being quiet and staying still, but the hard way is not staying still.
And struggling.
And talking. Michael Myers chose the hard way. And then Kyler, Mason, Jackson, Brandon, Aiden started to shoot Michael Myers. Then started to shoot Michael Myers. Then chose the hard. Then Anne said, let's try to escape. Michael Myers teleported all of them to a weird place called the Unknown. And there were zombies in the Unknown, and there were vampires. And good thing they had garlic with their their blasters. So they shot all the zombies, and they conquered the zombies, and they burned the zombies with their guns.
What?
And the vampire died with stakes in their heart. Good thing Kyler came prepared with stakes. And Kyler staked all the vampires. Then they found Michael Myers, and they blasted him like crazy. Moments later, Michael Myers was dead. To be continued. Chapter 2, including new bad guy. Continued Chapter 2. Another ordinary day in Green Bay. Aiden, Mason, the amazing Brandon went off to relax after fighting Michael Myers, killing vampires, and killing zombies. Now Aiden, Mason, and Brandon are now relaxing at the beach. They were playing at the beach and hanging out at the beach and swimming at the beach. They went back to the car, and they were going to go to lunch at a China buffet. And on the radio said there was a giant blue carnage. It said he was going to conquer the multiverse. And then Aiden said, Brandon, Mason, this sounds like trouble. We better help. Good thing I put these guns in here after we destroyed Michael Myers. Now we gotta help the multiverse before the giant blue carnage takes over the multiverse.
Go along with it. I made something to make it better. Okay. Actually, I just fixed grammar and spelling.
Now we gotta help the multiverse before the giant blue carnage takes over the multiverse. Ring, ring, ring. Hey Mason, Brandon, my tablet is ringing. Can you give it to me? Hey, it's another unknown number. Let's pick it up. And Aiden, Mason, and Brandon said, hello. Another person said, it's me. Fury.
Fury.
Aiden, Brandon, and Mason said, hey, how did you get this number? I'm watching you, said Fury. I have eyes and ears everywhere. Okay, Brandon, Mason, let's hang up, okay? So Mason and Brandon, let's just go to lunch. So they did go to lunch at China Buffet. Aiden had sweet and sour chicken with lo mein. Mason had shrimp and fries. Brandon had the same thing. Aiden said, Brandon, Mason, my tablet is ringing. Then Aiden said, it's Fury. Mason, Brandon, let's see what he wants. Fury said, I'm in your front yard. What? Said Aiden. Yeah, said Fury. Come and get me. Sounds like trouble. Mason and Brandon. Let's give the waiter the change and let's go deal with Fury. So let's hop in the car and do this, guys. Alright, we're back at my house. Mason, Brandon, and they're back at my house. Mason and Brandon. And there's Fury, guys. Mason grabbed the weapons and Brandon took his first shot. Brandon did shoot first. In a matter of moments, Fury was gone. Lucas was there, said, surprise! Like how Douglas says in Lab Rats, end of chapter 2.
Surprise!
To be continued again. Continue chapter 3. It was just another ordinary in Green Bay. Aiden, Mason, Brandon, and Lucas and Fury from the last chapter. We're just playing some Fortnite, and then something creepy happened. They were just playing, and the phone just started to ring. Aiden, Mason, Brandon, and Lucas picked up Lucas's phone, and it said unknown number, and the unknown number said to Aiden, Lucas, Brandon, and Mason, what is your favorite scary movie? Aiden said it, the 1988 version. Lucas said FNAF. Brandon said it, the new version. And Mason said I Am Legend. Then they hung up the phone because they were creeped out by this person. And then Aiden, Mason, Brandon, and Lucas kept on playing Fortnite. Lucas was being super annoying by sniping everybody and cranking 90s. So then, when the unknown phone number called back, Aiden was a little happy about it, and then Mason, Brandon, Aiden, and Lucas went to Lucas's grandpa's house. Aiden said to his buddy Grandpa, and he said, how about we all stick together? Aiden, Mason, Lucas, and Brandon said, yeah, that's a good idea. Aiden and Lucas's grandpa. 2 captains, Aiden is captain and Lucas is a captain. Aiden said, I call my buddy Grandpa. Lucas, you pick. I call Mason. Aiden, your pick. I call Brandon. Brandon, Aiden, and Grandpa Kevin, you guys get the assault rifles with flashlights and walkie-talkie. Mason gets the rocket launchers. And Lucas, you have your Fury powers. Both of you get flashlights and walkie-talkie. And Lucas and Brandon found the scary guy who called us, and they found Ghostface. Hey, Brandon, Aiden, and Kevin. We just found the guy who called us. Says his ghost. He says he's Ghostface. He goes, better get over here. Sounds good, on our way. We're Mason and Lucas. Where is he? Over here, guys. Open fire! We killed Ghostface, everyone. Nice job. Let's go home and relax this time. The end of chapter 3.
I'm pretty sure there's one more chapter.
Continue chapter 4. So it was just another great day in the neighborhood until Aiden, Mason, Brennan, and Lucas noticed on their phones that there was a maniac on the loose. And then Aiden was like, "This sounds like trouble again." Mason, Brennan, and Lucas, "We better go and find this guy and shoot this guy and give him to the police and put in jail."
Oh wait, there's one more after
Then they
this
heard a
chapter.
noise. Then they heard a noise, and then they looked in the distance, and they saw a car come, and somebody jumped out. He wore a black cape, black mask, and some batarangs. Guys, do you know what this means? Batman is here to help and get Joker with us, guys. Hey, Batman, what is up? How are you? I'm good. And who are you? We are Aiden, Mason, Brennan, and Lucas, or Fury, and we are here to help the world from evil. We have all these weapons back at the base. We will lead the way. Hop in your Batmobile, change it to a jet. We will hop in our jet and lead you to the base. When we got there, the Joker was right in front of us laughing his evil villain face right off. So we called him out, and he wasn't laughing anymore. When he saw Batman and our crew, then Anne heard a helicopter. He looked up and said, "Look, it was Harley Quinn." She picked Joker up and flew away. But little did Harley know Batman had a grappling gun. So he hooked onto the helicopter and grappled up, threw a bat bomb on the copter, and flew down. And boom! Explosion. Joker and Harley fell down, and we tied them up with some rope made from Fury's symbiote and threw them in jail. They were never seen again.
Alright, this is the last
To be continued on chapter 5. When the crew went to pick Jackson up from football practice, after they went to the secret base, Jackson's phone started to ring. It said the name and number was unknown. The place was unknown as well. And the person on the other said, "Do you want a red balloon?" We were thinking, and Aiden said red balloon when he gasped, "Pennywise!" Then the whole team realized it was him. And the reason the place was unknown was because he lived in the sewers. So they grabbed their flashlights and walkie-talkies. They also took the bag with the blasters from the last fight with them and headed to the sewers. And they looked around when we went down into the sewers. Jackson called the greatest hero ever, Spider-Man Miles Morales. But he heard Fury was with, so he said no, but Iron Man said yes, so he came to help. They turned the flashlights on, searched for the trouble. When they heard an evil laugh and got frightened, but searched the way, they heard the evil laugh and found him with a red balloon in his hand and long claws on his hands. He came running at us, and Iron Man jumped and backflipped over him, kicked him to the ground. Brennan and Mason kept running, and Aiden tossed Jackson one of the blasters, and they pulled the trigger. He was down. We then dragged him out of the sewers with Fury's help, because he is just blue carnage, which is red venom, and took him in.
And that was the last chapter.
The end, guys.
And now it's time for my book.